live.
It says live. We'll see what
So
happens.
hopefully we'll be able to see those comments.
We might.
We might, which is very exciting. Thank you so much.
What-
We decided to go live just a couple seconds early.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Is
is the
it-
microphone on?
Yes, it is.
Wow. That's why we have a producer.
I know.
She is so cool.
She does a
You know what? If you're going to do a live stream,
Oh, the power may have gone off.
Well, it did.
battery might be gone.
Yeah, there you go. No,
Oh.
it
No,
just
we got full battery.
it auto shuts
shut
off.
off. Okay. Yeah, it's cool. If you're going to do a live stream, you should definitely get yourself a producer. It is like the coolest thing ever.
It is. It is. All right.
Because,
So-
it makes life so much better.
What do you got going on?
I don't know.
here?
I was just kicking over to your
Just-
Facebook to see if Megman
Oh,
has
there
a
you
birthday
go.
today.
Yep.
Cool. I don't have it on my calendar. I meant to wish her.
I told her happy birthday.
Well, I'm sure you did.
So we're gonna do all right. I think we're all good. And it's 7:00. It's 7:00. So
Okay.
we're gonna
So we're going to see if our
We're
producer
gonna-
sees us live on her watch.
she's like,
She said that's what she just did. So we're live. We were live, but
how funny.
well, hopefully we'll get some comments. We don't know.
We will.
It says we're live.
It does.
We're gonna believe them.
This is always a little bit the sketchy part of our going live because it says
We
that
never
we're
know.
live and we're not really ever quite sure.
I mean, we know
But-
we're live because we're actually speaking and we're here and we're live, so
yeah,
it's
and
possible.
it says that we're live.
And it says we have a broadcast,
And it
it's got
says that
little-
we have a viewer.
Oh, and
Oh.
and our producer
Our
says we're
producer's
live.
telling us we're live.
Okay,
So,
all right.
Very good.
Well, so welcome to the August TSL Homestead Cocktail of the Month.
That's it.
Yeah.
Look at that. Look at you hitting the right month this month.
I we went back, we modified it. We're no longer in June. Sorry, but
And last month we weren't June either. We just forgot to change it.
yeah. So there's a growing learning process, especially for a dude like me.
It is a learning, growing process.
So what are we going to do this month? Should I tell them?
Well, let's see.
What's the buzz about?
What's the buzz? What is the buzz all about? Well, yesterday was National Honeybee Day. So we thought it would be fun to do the bee's knees. Yay!
Now, here's the important first question that came up when we were researching this particular topic. Do bees actually have knees? And Miss Mercy? Or should we put that one out to the viewers and see if anybody actually knows?
Right?
Does anybody know if bees actually has knees?
Well,
Is anybody watching it at all? We don't know.
they do.
They do. It's actually true. Bees do have knees. They have articulated joints, apparently, of a style that is considered knee-like, so they have knees.
They also have a tibia and a femur and some other segmented parts. And so, yep, they've actually got
Which
a knee.
I was super surprised to find that out. And for a very brief period of time, I was actually a beekeeper.
So, bees do have knees. Yesterday was National Honeybee Day. May is International Bee Day. So, that's a different day because that's kind of around the world. Yesterday is National Honeybee Day. So, I thought it would be fun to share some fun facts about honeybees.
And if you want to know what a small hive beetle infestation looks like, ask me how I know.
So,
That's why I'm no longer a beekeeper. So-
the interesting thing about honeybees that I always think is interesting is that they're not native to our country. They were brought over by the Europeans. And so we have many amazing native bees around, even here
Thousands.
in Kansas, but several hundred varieties even here in Kansas. But we're going to celebrate the honeybee. And so here are some fun facts about the honeybee. The honeybee is the only insect that produces food eaten by man, which I thought that was kind of interesting.
Unless you want to actually eat like a cockroach protein flour, which they're trying to make a thing now.
No.
Okay. Well, I saw some on the other day on an ingredients list that actually contained cockroach flour or insect flour.
No.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm with her on that one. I don't really want to eat it either. But
No.
although I have had fried grasshoppers and chocolate covered ants when I was younger.
Also no.
Novelty items.
So
So-
honeybees also maintain a temperature of 92 to 93 degrees Fahrenheit in their central brood nest, regardless of whether the outside temperature is 110 or minus 40. So they all kind of congregate. They kind of keep that humming going, and that's where they keep that warmth. And a honeybee visits 50 to 100 flowers during a collection trip.
Oh, and just as a side note, which I happen to know for a fact, for all the feminists in our audience, you'll appreciate the fact that when winter is coming on in late fall, basically all the female bees in the hive kick all the males out, so they're dead because they're useless and they don't want to have to feed them through the winter.
It is.
And so
true.
basically you can
Yeah.
tell when it's coming on towards winter season because there'll be like a lot of dead male bees right at the bottom of the hive.
The drones do not fare well.
Yeah, they're not smart.
They do
They
not fare
really
well.
aren't smart.
Now, a very interesting thing that I didn't know was that the average honeybee actually only makes 1/12 of a teaspoon of honey in its lifetime.
But there are millions of them.
That's a little tiny bit of honey.
It is. And yet they sell it in giant jugs.
They do. They do.
So how does that work out?
Takes a few hundred there. So and then my final bee tip, which I think is kind of fun, is that fermented honey, known as mead, which is delicious, is the most ancient fermented beverage. The term honeymoon originated with the Norse practice of consuming large
quantities of
mead during the first month of marriage. So that's where honeymoon comes from, and mead is tasty. If you have a chance to find some or make your own, they're very good.
Mead is really not that hard to make. Basically, it's water, it's honey, and it's a yeast. And you can even do it with wild yeast. There's actually a very good book out there called "Make Mead Like a Viking."
Yes.
I can't remember the guy's. I've met the guy, but
would you like to see it?
What, the book?
Sure.
You actually
Of
know
course,
where it is?
Of course.
Cool. Yeah, I've actually met the author before. I think on my copy might even be autographed. He was the Mother Earth News Fair. Cool dude. He's he also does a lot of other brewing and fermenting. Oh wow, it is right there. Cool. So he has no idea we're endorsing him for this, but it's just a great book, and he's a really neat dude. So, Make Me Like a Viking by Jeremy Zimmerman. So,
all right. So
yeah, great book. Highly recommend it.
And because we've been focusing on our 1920s drink, this is from A Drinkable Feast, one of our books that we've been getting our cocktails from. And so the bee's knees, as fun as those fun facts are about the bees and their knees, the bee's knees was something that came to us in the 1920s as a way to, say somebody was pretty cool. So instead of saying she was swell, you might say she's the bee's knees.
Now, is that what originally the bee's knees meant?
Well, no.
Huh. So
it depends. It depends on what you're looking at, because I did find something that said that it originated actually as early as 1797.
That's a long time ago.
Yes, 1797 in the Oxford English Dictionary. The bee's knee was used in Britain for something small or insignificant. However, it is not the source of the phrase the bee's knees for our purposes today.
Wow.
So, 23 Skidoo, the cat's pajamas, Daddy-O, you're all wet.
You're all wet?
Yep.
Huh.
We're flying from the lips of hep cats of the day.
Wow. Were these people getting tight?
They were. So that is where we're going to go with that for our all sorts of fun, cool things that you might say. So and it's a pretty simple recipe too. I think the farmers got it.
So I think what I should have been is in a zoot suit.
Possibly.
Okay.
Possibly.
Well, I'll have to remember that.
All right. It's a pretty simple recipe. There we've got it. The gin, lemon juice, and a teaspoon of honey. We're going to be putting it tonight in a chilled coupe glass. So we've got that. We're going to give it a shake in a shaker, a cocktail shaker, and then we're going to strain it into the glass. Now, here's the tasting note from the book. It says that fix this for someone who doesn't like gin.
That would be us.
And you'll likely have a convert. This is a delicious drink with the tartness of the lemon balanced with the honey. And the trick is to shake it well and serve it very cold. So we're going to give this a good shake. Possibly drinking with the Saints up to 40. Maybe.
And the interesting thing is we think that because it's honey and because it's cold, we're interested to see if it comes out as honey chunks.
We did talk about that.
Yeah. Another interesting side note, you may not be able to hear me over that, is if your honey crystallizes, you can just actually put it in a saucepan with some water, bring it up to a temperature, and it will actually reconstitute back into a liquid form of honey. They actually
There
found
it is. Doesn't that look lovely?
it does look lovely.
It does look lovely.
They've actually found honey that they reconstituted back in the Pharaoh's tombs.
Wow.
Yeah, 4,000-year-old honey. I don't know what they were doing with it, but
Right.
yeah.
So this is going to be our bee's knees alcoholic version. So 2 ounces of gin, 1/3 of an ounce of lemon juice, and a teaspoon of honey. That is going to be our alcoholic beverage.
Right.
Would you like to give it a try?
Sure. Love to. Gin, huh?
Yeah.
All right. That actually is pretty good.
All right.
I think you can still taste the gin, but not much.
That is not bad.
I think, I don't know if I'm a convert, but I'm close.
I'm
really convert adjacent.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is actually, it's not bad.
And just
and
in
you
case
really
you're
don't
curious, my
taste-
shirt says, in my defense, I was left unsupervised.
And mine says fight like a woman, Wonder Woman. So we've got that now. Because we have been also trying to provide a non-alcoholic option, we also have a bee's knees mocktail that we're going to make for you. And that one is going to take ice.
Nope.
And it's going to have a honey simple syrup, which actually we are going to. So the Mad Farmer made this honey simple syrup just before we were doing the show. We are also going to try making another bee's knees using the honey simple syrup and see
Instead
if
of
that,
just straight honey, and see how that
tastes. So to make this drink, we are going to use
cocktail glass,
a low ball glass, but this is what
Right.
we've got. And then we're going to do something else. What are we going to do? We're going to take 1 ounce of the simple syrup, which is going to be this. And we've got 1 ounce here. So we're going to take 1 ounce of that. And then it's going to call for 1/2 of a freshly squeezed lemon.
Now, I did pre-squeeze that because honestly, watching me squeeze lemons is one of those boring things you can do.
Right? So 1/2 a lemon juice. And then we're going to top it off with club soda. You can also use sparkling water if you'd like.
Did you use all the lemon juice that we were going to?
Yep.
Okay.
And
I guess I will go make more lemon juice.
Not right now.
Oh.
And so we're going to use club soda, but you could use sparkling water. And I think that if you...
What am I looking for?
We didn't include rosemary, but the recipe...
It's in the optional section. We haven't got there yet. Here we go. We're there. I got the notes.
So we didn't have any fresh rosemary, and the person that wrote the post said that you really do want to try.
Or you can use
rosemary.
a lemon slice because it does have lemon in it.
Yeah.
Our producer's making lemon juice.
So this one, typically we try to taste them before we do this, but
we didn't.
So
you get the live unedited mocktail version.
So we'll see what the mocktail tastes
I'll drink
like.
this one.
Right.
It's actually still pretty good.
I think I over lemoned it, but otherwise,
well,
it's
I wondered
because
yeah,
I'm sorry.
No, I thought it was 2 teaspoons.
No,
it was 1/3 ounce.
Oh, well, but it said 1/2 a lemon.
Oh, but that was a whole lemon.
I forgot.
Yeah.
It's tangy.
Oh yeah. She loves lemon.
I over lemoned it.
I'm not a tart fan.
I over lemoned it.
You should try her kefir.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
that's pretty tangy. But I think that if
you put less lemon in it,
I think if I put a little bit more of the simple syrup in it.
Oh yeah, you might be able to fix it
to offset it. So if you make the mocktail, pay attention to how much lemon you put in. You don't need a full lemon. You just need
a half. Right.
Yeah.
And 1/2 a lemon is really about 2 to 3 teaspoons,
depending on how large and
their
juicy
lemons is. Yeah.
and juicy.
So I would suggest at this point that you lemon to taste. You may have to tweak.
Oh, okay. There you go.
So a lot of these recipes, you do have to tweak them a little bit.
That's much better. And it's actually really refreshing.
See, look, me not making that face.
Yeah, and it's actually quite refreshing. So I would say this month's and last month's mocktail of our Manhattan.
The Manhattan mocktail is really good.
It was the whiskey. It was the sidecar.
Sidecar, yeah, with the black tea.
With the black tea, that was a really nice mocktail as well. So
I mean, this one wasn't bad.
That was the one I was referring to.
Oh, right.
So a couple of really good options for some mocktails. Do we have any comments?
No, almost none. Your mom said hi.
She did.
Well, she gave us some kind of like airplane logos or
They're
skunks or
bumblebees.
oh, bumblebees.
They're bumblebees.
Well, clearly I can't
Yeah.
see very well.
So I hope that you enjoy the rest of your evening. What I would also say is there are so many pollinators out there that could use a little help.
Wait, we're going to try the simple syrup one. No? No. Okay. We've changed our mind.
Oh, do you want to try it here?
Yeah.
I totally missed that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I thought we were going to try to do the.
Sorry, my bad.
So it's just this is like a bonus track for my brother if he'll never watch this. But
okay, so yeah, I guess I'm sorry. That's my bad.
No, it's okay.
We're doing it with the simple
We're doing
syrup.
it live with
we
the
are
simple
doing
syrup.
It live. So
well, here I'm sorry.
Here we go. So two of these.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
One.
Our dog is apparently.
And then how much lemon?
Well,
teaspoon.
Yeah, basically a teaspoon, or it's 2 teaspoons is probably a third of an ounce.
I put in a little extra. I missed that. Okay, so
that's okay. This should be a lot simpler.
All right,
but you adjusted. You brought it back
a little bit more. It's going to be a little bit more just because I added an extra little bit of honey. So our honey simple syrup, how'd you make that?
Your brother thinks that they're skunk pictures.
The bees are
the bees. Oh. It's possible. It's hard to tell.
All right, so there you go. Give that a go with our honey simple syrup.
Here's the simple syrup recipe.
Okay.
It's just equal parts water and honey.
Yep.
You heat it and stir.
Yep.
All right. Now that's more lemony, but I like it better.
Oh, okay. All right.
That's actually really good. That's smoother.
Do you think so?
I do.
Okay.
Of course, we have a completely different palate. So she likes it. Turns out I like pickles. Who knew?
I like them both. This one I think has a little more gin flavor to it.
Does it?
I think so compared to that one.
This is the original?
But they're yes.
But see, I actually think that's almost the opposite. I think it's a palate difference.
It's possible.
Because to me, that tastes stronger of juniper.
Okay.
And this one tastes more like lemon.
Okay.
With a little bit of that. To me, that's just more lemony.
Okay.
And it's got a little more tartness.
Okay.
But this is a little more gin.
Okay.
But they're both actually pretty good.
They are.
And so I could see making it either way. And if you're going to make the mocktail, then you just go ahead and use the simple syrup for that either.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't need any alcohol at all. And it's really quite good.
And I will say one last thing about this that our author included about the drink. He did say that this is a drink that it was an early instance of using honey as a sweetener. So it is, and that's actually how it got its name because of the honey in it. So we don't have a lot of drinks that use honey as a sweetener, but I would say that for a summer drink, we are winding down our summer, if you can believe it. So as a summer drink, I think it would be pretty refreshing.
Yeah,
so,
I think if you're doing a seasonal, you could definitely include this. And I think one little interesting side note is during Prohibition, a lot of people, gin was very easy to make, which is why gin features so prominently in so many of the drinks, because a lot of people had, access to juniper berries and things like that. And could basically, you've heard the term bathtub gin. You could basically ferment it in your, basins, wash basins and things like that. The problem is a lot of people did not really know what they were doing. It did not have a high quality liquor experience. And so a lot of the drinks of that era have things like honey and the tartness to cut that flavor of the gin to make it more palatable.
I see.
So it was easily accessible liquor that you could make at home, but a lot of people didn't know how to make it well. So just a little side note from some of the research
there
we did.
You go. Well, we hope that you have enjoyed this episode of the Cocktail of the Month.
Pickles, who knew? Yeah,
right?
I didn't. I hated pickles for years, and finally had one the other hand. It's like, it was fantastic.
And so we've got our Bee's Knees mocktail. We've got our Bee's Knees cocktail 2 ways. And we, as always, thank you for joining us. And we hope that you will drink responsibly and get into the spirit of things. Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right.